Sounds weird. That sounded weird. Morning, Vince. How are you today? I mean, I don't know if you guys want to watch me roll cigarettes, but that's what I'm doing right now. But I got a few things. I just came on, see who's up. There's nobody on YouTube, so kind of like going. Just awake. Hey, David, how you doing? It's good to see you. I again, I just figured I'd pop on here, chat a little bit. I'm just doing some housework, and I've got a couple of pieces that I'm putting together. I got a chainsaw that I got to put back together, and I don't know. I was afraid I'd come on. Hi, Alaskan. How's everybody doing out there? Evening big movie or morning? Yeah, this might be boring or something like that. I wasn't planning on doing this. I just got tired, and I'm just sitting here. Not really tired, but I got to go switch my laundry over to the dryer, and I got some dishes to do. Relentless, what are you doing up? How was that stew soup crock pot? That looks so delicious. I got to make one. I just figured I'd come on for all our insomniac people. I don't know what else to say. What are you guys up to? Everybody asks what what are you doing for the 4th? Nothing. I used to celebrate the holidays, but here in Tennessee, gosh, first year I was here was really bad for me. I love fireworks. Um, my first dog, Tarcus, my first one that moved out from California with me. We moved to Memphis, and we were out on 40 acres, and that's where I met my ex-wife. I moved from California out there, and then, she got knocked up, so I did the right thing and married her. But the first 4th of July, we're over there in Memphis, and Memphis is bad. Oh, I hated Memphis so much. I could tell you stories, funny stories, sad stories. This is a sad story because it was 4th of July, and it was weird. My ex-wife had 2 kids. We had she bought in a Mitsubishi Spider Eclipse or whatever those things are, which wasn't even really a family car. I don't know why she bought it. I mean, she was. Anyways, her ex-husband, I don't know, was drunk, and we got a call from the cops and all this, and the kids were with the social service worker, and we had to go down to Mississippi and pick them up, and yada yada yada. But I'm going to backtrack a little bit. Trying to get hubby off to work so I can watch YouTube. Is it 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock there? It's kind of a little early to go to work. What'd you do? Stay up all night? I mean, you just posted your videos. I've been watching your crock pot. Anyway, so we had to go pick up these kids, her kids and everything, and we're going to back it up a little bit because I was saving. I mean, I was taking about $60 to $80 out of my check for a couple months for hot fireworks. I had over 600. I mean, this is back in, the early 2000s, over 20 years ago. So I packed up and stored up. I must have had like 800. Dropped to like, thanks, big movie, 407. Yeah. Anyways, I stocked up on probably close to $600 to $800 worth of fireworks. Just my whole counter was full. I mean, I was taking pictures. This is back before freaking iPhones and all that. I mean, I think I had a flip phone, so I was taking like disposable Kodak pictures of all my fireworks and as a display. So I kind of started doing this a long time ago. Anyways, we went to go get the kids and had to drive all the way down there, and we came back and she had to go back to work, so I brought the kids home, and we got home, and we lived in a double wide trailer. That's Tennessee pretty much housing out here. It's double wides, single wides, and the door was wide open, and so I told the kids to stay in the car, and I went into the house, and all of a sudden I just saw these red paw prints leading outside. It was terrible. And I went into the den area and flipped the futon, and there's just a big puddle of blood. And what happened is that, and I found out through a neighbor out there that knows everything who did it, but nobody could do anything about it. And I mean, it was Memphis, and I hated Memphis. But they broke into my camper, which I had a mall axe sitting outside. And that's how they broke into the trailer. They popped the window on the door and reached in and unlocked it. That's a hard worker saving up money for 4th of July fire. Yeah, 4th of July is expensive. I don't really celebrate it anymore, so I did a couple years ago. I haven't the last couple years. Again, I can't afford the fireworks. Can't afford much anymore, especially these days. But they broke in and they cleaned up some blood because my dog got one of them. He definitely got one. And at first, because they stole my .22 rifle, my shotgun. Luckily, I took my other gun with me. You're not supposed to say that on YouTube. Oh well. But yeah, they took them. They took a impact gun, for my car, and they took all my fireworks. I just emptied the trash can. We had like these, like you guys got the green flip top trash cans and blue, and we had this huge red trash can. And they loaded that trash can. I found the trash can. I mean, empty, of course, And I called the cops. The cops didn't do shit. Cops were assholes. And because we were out on 40 acres, but we lived close to the road, and there was a black family, 2 black families across the street from us. One were pretty cool, we were friends with, and the other, man, they were just assholes. And I like to say that bad word because that, I'm never do that. But yeah, They were. And I know who did it. So, anyways, I couldn't find my dog. I yelled and yelled and screamed. I was distressed. Went inside, and that night, I mean, I hardly slept. And I woke up the next morning, and I was listening to The Price is Right, and I mean, I decided to get up and go outside and start walking around. And I was all in tears, and where's my dog? He was my best friend my entire life. My first Tarcus. He was there for me. Every day, 24/7. And I found him out in the woods. I mean, I was walking and I heard his chain rattle, and I thought I was hearing things, and so I stopped and I sat there for a few minutes or a minute or so, and I heard it again, and I went running, and he was like 100 yards from the house, and he was alive. I could not believe it. They call him the miracle dog. Anyways, I don't know. I thought they took the 22 and shot him in the head, and the bullet ricocheted or whatever. And it was July 3rd when I found him, and out in the field. And I picked him up and I started running the house, screaming. And I was telling her, "Call the vet, call the vet." And he had a vet in Germantown, which was like 30 minutes away. We lived in Millington, and I tell you what, I got him in my Toyota truck, and I was like, screw it. There was another closer vet, but I knew the vet that I took him to. And so I raced down the highway. I was going 90 miles an hour down the highway. I didn't care. I had my flashers on. I went straight to the vet, blowing red lights. People were moving out of my way. And I got him to the vet, and I was on the phone with them. And I was like, "Hey, I'm on my way. Get ready." And, you know, I sat there and I got there and stopped, got out, got him out of the passenger seat, and they were running out with a gurney. I'm like, "Move, show me where to put him." He was just in bad, bad shape, but somebody had taken the sledgehammer and hit him off his buddy, is what I take it from, and just cracked him right there in his forehead, and it was bad. So that was my 4th of July when I first moved to Tennessee, and it cost almost $2,000 and he survived. He had to stay the night, and then he had all these tubes put in him, to drain, and I took him back home, and he survived. They called him the miracle dog. The vets couldn't believe it. I mean, they couldn't believe that he survived that, and so he lived a few more years, and he was almost 16 when I had to put him down. And that was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, was to put him down. After 16 years and everything he's been through, he got ran over in Arizona chasing a jackrabbit at 55 miles an hour. He fell out of my truck at 6 months old, and I ran him over with my truck. He lost his tail and his balls that day. I felt so bad for that dog. That was right before Halloween. He had to wear that collar, so I stuck a sponge on him back, and those little snap light sticks. I got those and strapped them inside the hood and called him an ever-ready flashlight for Halloween. He was pretty cool. Anyways, let me check chat. Hi, Sean. I got robbed a couple of times in Memphis. I was at the warehouse waiting for my truck to get unloaded. And while I was in the warehouse, they broke in your semi. Holy wow. Yeah, Memphis ain't good. Keep enjoying your stream and have a great day. All right, thanks. Big movie. What kind of dog was the dog? He was mixed. He was half lab, half pit. He weighed 50 pounds. And I had two Tarcuses, two dogs named Tarcus. My other one's buried out in my front yard right here. And they both lived a long life. But he was half pit, half lab. I got him. I traded like 7 Nintendo games for him. I really didn't mean to, but it was worth it. He was definitely worth it. He was awesome. I could just tell you so many stories about him. He was just an incredible dog. Um, I've lived in a camper most of my life. You know, sometimes winter I'd go and rent a place, but he was with me. He was with me. Good dog, really good dog. Building houses. He just stayed in the truck. He just stayed in the truck. It was funny. I had him so well trained. I spent, he was my best friend. I mean, every day you know, I didn't have to keep him on a leash. He'd walk right next to me. I had him that well trained, healed. I even had him lifeguard trained, you know, because we always lived at the lake, and he was so muscular that he, you can grab onto his chain and his collar, and he'd pull you back to shore. He was so strong. Labrador sheepdog. I called him Starsky, like Starsky and Hutch, and he ate all the chickens. Oh wow, one at a time. I noticed the chickens were missing. Oh no, that ain't good. Well, my first Tarcus, I had to put down because my son turned 2, and he was defecating in the house. He couldn't see. He was really hurting from the abuse that he's had through his entire life, getting hit by a car at 55 miles an hour, and that really messed up his hip, and he was in pain. But my son had just turned 2 years old, and I didn't want my son to get bit, and so that's why I put him down, and that was the hardest thing because I took him to the vet, and they took him in the back, and then they brought him back in the room, and he was just so happy to see me. But they're putting like the IV place where they you know euthanize him, I guess, and he died in my arms, and that was really hard. So I trained 2 of them, German Schnauzer. Wow, that sounds like a big dog. You boys, German Schnauzer. I can't picture. Now the sheepdog, I can a Labrador sheepdog though. Oh, I know. No, yeah, yeah. My son was more important. I mean, it was the right decision. Plus, he was just in so much pain. I've been having Australian sheepdogs for over 30 years, almost 40. My gosh, dude, why so many? I had 2 dogs my entire life. Almost 32 years I had a dog. Miniature German Schnauzer. I'm gonna have to look that up. Nah, I mean, my first Tarkus, I actually went to Burger King. I worked in Vegas, so Vegas is 24/7. I was building track homes, and oh, 40 years. Okay, yeah. But when I lived in Vegas, I was building track homes, and we, I say it's 24/7, and um, I'm gonna throw some light on. That way, you guys probably help me. 'Cause I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet with these bases. I'm trying to figure them out. A little bit of artwork going on. Um, but anyways, we'd take lunch because we started like 4 o'clock in the morning in Vegas because it's just so hot, and then you just stop working at 1. And we'd go, and we went to Burger King one day, and we got I got a couple of Whoppers and one for me and Tark, and we went back to the job site to eat them. And so I sat this whole Whopper right as we got back to where we were building the house. Sat this whole Whopper on his nose and made him sit there while I sat there and ate my burger, and everybody else, the whole carpentry crew, um, and he just sat there, and there's just drool. I mean, I wish I had YouTube back then. People would shit about my dog, and actually, I got a couple of my last Tarcus. He did the same thing. I'd put food on his nose, and he would just sit there forever until I told him it was okay, and the word was okay. For my first Tarcus, and he sat there and drooled for about 20 minutes or so while we ate, and everybody's just like, "Come on, man, come on!" I was like, "Tell him, go ahead, tell him to get it." And I'd sit there and I'd tell him, "Get it, get it." He wouldn't touch it. He wouldn't touch it. And everybody's just like, "Oh man, come on." And then after 20 minutes, it's just like, "Okay." Bam! He would snag that right out of the air, an entire Whopper. Everybody was just amazed. He was just an awesome dog. Sorry, but just kind of reflecting on my dog. I'm from San Francisco, and I have great that grease burger in Memphis, double dip grease. And I told my family after visiting Graceland, I'd go get a double grease burger, and they didn't believe me. I never had that. I think I saw it on Pawn Stars. Is that the one you're talking about? It's supposed to be famous. In Graceland, people, I can't believe Graceland. I went to Graceland and I just couldn't believe it. Here you're thinking it would be really, really nice. What the hell's that? Anthony, what's going on, man? Anthony? Oh, Greece? What? Oh, why are you shutting Sean down? We're just sitting here just BSing. We're just talking about our dogs. Relentless is trying to get her hubby to get off his ass and go to work, and oh yeah, I don't know. I was just like, whoa, you just popped in and removed Sean's paragraph. No biggie. I mean, it's no big deal. I was just kind of confused. I was like, what? You guys know each other? Yeah, I was listening to GP to sleep. I thought you just said you were working. Midnight watching. That's no big deal. I threw him a wrench, so you can't do it again. No, I'm trying to think of what I want to do here. Um, I I got a couple old bases out. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do here. You know, I mean, because I really just, these ones I really don't want to get too intricate. I just want to get them done. So I'm trying to decide what I want to do. I'm probably gonna work on these all day and try to finish them up. I've got to get these shells done. trying to decide if I want to go like this with this one. It'll probably look better like that. Yeah, on something. Probably something like that. I don't know. I want to get some pearls. I'm wanting to get pearls so I can put like a pearl here, like real pearls. I don't want the fake pearls. And some real pearls would look bitchin' on these. No, it's cool, Anthony. I mean, it happens. I've done worse than that. Trust me, I've done a lot worse than that. No big deal. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll finish these on the base and then I can order some pearls or something once I, sell a couple and, I can, you these are my new ones that I'm putting out. Got a lot to do. And then I got this one, which I think will look really, really cool. I'm going to mount it on that. But we're going to do some work to this, so maybe we'll do that tonight. Try to get this base done. And then I've got this other base, which I started. It's a cedar base. And this is going to be my new pool table. It's going to be an epoxy pool table ant art piece. I already built one of these. So we're going to, it's ready to go. I just got to make the pool table pieces. And I'm going to put legs on here. I'm trying to decide if I want to keep it like this color or burn it. Because I like the original color, and it's not even flat. I mean, it's a little thicker at this end. But hey, it's not like I'm going to be playing pool on it. But we'll try to find a piece to inlay in the epoxy. And then we're going to have the 8-ball again. And then we'll have some more coming up. So this is going to be my new pool table. I built one. Angry Warrior has got that one. Morning, Cindy. How are you today? I'm sorry for delaying. I'll get over it, Anthony. Here. There. Now we're even. Good morning, 21 SE. You feel better now, Anthony? We're even now. You want another one? Good morning, Cindy. Good morning, 21. How you doing? Anthony, you crack me up. I'm sorry, man. I won't do it again. I didn't mean to. So, and I'm not even going to, I'm not even going to clean this up. Or should I? What should I do? You too, Yeef. Long, long time. Good to see you. Oh, got some Got some barkage. Pull that off, get that off of there. I don't want that bark on there. Um, I decided that most of my pieces will never have bark on it again. I got so screwed on bark. I rushed, and one of my first pieces, I burnt the bark and I shipped it to, actually, Ghost Nancy's got it, and all the bark fell off. I felt so bad. I mean, so I pull all the bark off. Hey, big movie again. You quit smoking last night for 30 for the 39th. It's gonna be rough next 24 hours. Uh, 2:30 from Colorado. I wish I can go back to Colorado, but I want secluded. I don't want to be around people anymore. You know, I just want a nice little cabin on a lake out in the woods. Why does my camera look yellow? Hmm. But anyways, what do you guys think about this piece on here? Um, I kind of wanted to do like it was going down a river, but I think what I'm going to do is make it look like it's going down the road or it's sitting on the road. What we're going to do here is that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do right now. These corners and these edges are going to get lopped. It's, I want it like, kind of distressed, but uh, Cindy's over in the UK, I believe. Oh, get my little waste basket here. What the heck? Man, I threw away a perfectly good cigarette. It's probably a good place for it too, huh? I pick up cigarettes in the Carolinas, and I would have a couple sport cars follow me across the country. Yeah, I would pick up fireworks from Tennessee to California. Yeah, I mean, I was talking about that earlier about my dog. Um, yeah, I love fireworks. Uh, yeah, that was my worst 4th of July ever is when that happened to my dog. I lost all my fireworks on top of it, and then $2,000 to, he was well worth the 2,000 after they put an axe in his head. Morning, too tall. I thought about that. I thought about that, Rob. Actually, I did. I actually did video Bob. I'll throw that up as a short this morning, I guess. Just for you, Rob. I'll try to uh, send it to you at least. That piece ain't wanting coming off, so we're gonna leave that piece. You guys can't even see what I'm doing. I'm peeling the bark off. Sorry, just talking away, and um, we're gonna go with this side because this side's already flat. So, you know, actually it does rock a little bit. So I may take the bench grinder, or I may not. I mean, I guess it just depends. Maybe it was on something. It's kind of, I don't know. Anyways, all right. Enjoy your biscuits and gravy. Ugh, I never, did not. South Africa. Okay. But anyways, we got this, and just because you're here watching, we might as well burn something. Burnt my finger melting my aluminum or that brass the other day. It's finally healing up. The blister keeps popping. I just left the skin in the blister, just let it cure by itself, and it's working. Hello, ℤ𝔼𝔻'𝕃𝔸₂ What's the matter, you? What's the matter, you? Nice. How you doing? Yeah, go like this. See if I can burn my finger again. Get out of the light, Bob. You got that faster than most. I didn't even know I burnt myself, to tell you the truth. And the pour came out like crap, so we're going to remelt that brass. So we're making a base for, this one's going to be called Ship Kicker. I want it to be more better, but I don't know. I don't know what to do. We'll see. It might look pretty cool. We'll see when I'm done with this base. But we're gonna do a little more to this base too. I'm just kind of experimenting a little bit hot too. And we're going to be using epoxy on a lot of this, so it should come out pretty cool. Again, this is all going to get lapped off, so a lot of it's not going to matter. I'm just going to see what I'm going to do. Try to get the picture in my head. This thing cool down, man. It's hot. Kind of cool if I turn the lights off. So I'll get back to chat here in a minute. I really don't want to burn myself. I did that, you know, pretty good last week. This lasts me hopefully the whole year. I don't burn myself. Well, maybe not. So it just got hot. All right. Well, this will give us a little better idea if we're going to go this route or not. Again, you know, the sculpture needs to pick the base. So I think if I really charbroil this piece, and then I'm going to go grab my jigsaw, and we're going to distress this piece of cedar a little bit more, and then we're going to reburn it. Coining around, how you doing? What's the matter, you? I love playing with my torch. I melt lead and pour it into molds, weld stuff, and all kinds of things. Are you still there? What's the matter? Yeah, I pour aluminum. I pour big, huge anthills, and then I take the pieces and I make little stuff out of it. Now, this is what I make. That's Queen's Crown. And weighs about 50 pounds. What kind of bottle you have on your blue torch? I got blue, Sean. Well, I got blue, and I got a map gas can too. I try not to use the map gas because it's expensive. Um, yeah, yeah, the blue bottle, and then I've got the map gas behind me. Sorry, I got to catch back up on chat. You got that fast most time to head to the truck. Thanks for coming in, Rob. Sean Quinn, south of the border, Pedro. LOL for the fireworks. My son used to drive from West Virginia to get them there. I used to smoke. Stopped about 20 years ago. I hope I don't have too much damage. Wow. Me, I've stopped drinking, so that's good enough for this year. I'm going to keep smoking. Cheers. Yeah, that's my big one. One of my big ones. I've got several more way over yonder. A couple more. I got two outside. There's Mouse. Oh, fix my camera up. Mouse, you're on TV. All right, back to chat here real quick. Hi Zed, hi Coin Around. And, I'm old now and really don't celebrate 4th. Yeah, I'm out in the country, California. You can hear and see the 4th. With all the wildfires, I mean, it was illegal to have fireworks out there when I lived in California. I lived up in Tahoe, Truckee, and it was illegal. Yeah, my poor dogs used to lose their mind. Oh, my dogs loved it. They would chase the damn fireworks. Tarcus, my first Tarcus, I had to put him inside and crank up the stereo because he'd hear them and he'd just go nuts and try to break out. During the pandemic, I was in Oakland Hills, California. And you can see all the fireworks. It's beautiful, and they were banned. Well, you're making me hungry first. I get wood burning. Nice charcoal throw. Yeah. I haven't barbecued in years. Yes. I want to do ant hills. Can't believe you do that. Yeah. That's what I've been doing the last 3 years. Oh yeah, you can, but not that much. I've got if you go on to my live, and which I got to do, I got a couple playlists, but I've got to organize my channel. Uh, I'm getting ready to go big with my artwork, so I got to organize my channel first before I do what I got planned that I'm going to do. I've got another channel which I'm going to name Zed's Place and just turn this one into Zed, because this one's about my life. It shows my artwork, it shows my cats, it shows me building stuff, fixing stuff, um, homes that I built, tractors that I work on, me changing, it's me. Um, and everybody, Zed's been my SN from when the internet was invented. And actually, before that, my construction company was called Zedlav, Zedlav. Back before even Pulp Fiction. I was Zed before Pulp Fiction, people. Um, Cute little cat. Thank you. Is what a possum. I've got possums here, but not inside. I'm working on. You can melt gold with a torch. You can melt silver with a torch. Just not like a big, huge bar. I mean, you can probably melt it, but it'd take a lot of torching. I'm working on tonight's packages and hanging out with friends on the backstage. All right. I've got to pack up a bunch of art. What I'm going to do, because I owe so many pieces out there from last year, there's going to be a couple special ones, but I'm going to make a bunch of dice bases and make a bunch of sculptures that way for the people that I owe immediately. Again, there's going to be a couple special ones. Several is going to be for space, for sale. I'll give you guys a little tour. Um, Again, I'm not ready to show and tell. I was going to try for yesterday, but I just didn't feel like it. Yeah, Peter, I mean, you can melt anything. But, I've got several. I mean, I need to clean up all my old ones. Here's my first one. And this is my biggest intact one. This one here was actually bigger. And then the top broke off, and another piece broke off, and another top. I got two more outside. You can see them in my storm videos. And then I've got these over here that, excuse my trashy place. I'm working on cleaning it up right now. And I got a watermelon. But got this one that I showed yesterday morning that I worked on most of Saturday night. It's a blackened heart. For people that haven't seen it yet. But yeah, where you saw me, I sit in my living room. I built chainsaws and all that in there. What's cool about this one is that this one comes apart. That's the only one like it. And I found this rock about 15 years ago, like I said. Yeah, I go out there. Most people, they pressure wash it. Did I have that on there right? I guess I did. Most people pressure washers. I don't. I take a hose. I take um, a chainsaw file. I pick all the rocks, the dirt, and then I go in with a wire brush and wire wheel on a drill and uh, clean, polish. Here, this one's really cool. I like it too. This is called Waterfall. I've got to clean it up. I'm thinking about making like glass cases for these. Here's Waterfall. I need to post these on Etsy, but again, I want to get my my channel organized. And my other channel is just going to be strictly art. It's going to be the art that's for sale, the art that I've made. Um, there's several pieces that I've made that got bought or won or given away just so I could live last year. So this year we're going big, and hopefully we'll sell one of those big ones this year. But they're $20,000 and up. So, and that's why I make these little small ones, because they're priced anywhere from $30 up to $1,000 up to 3,000. I mean, so I started Etsy last September, August, or something like that. But I fell down, people. I fell down hard, and now I'm trying to pick myself back up. So I really haven't done anything with Etsy. I kept my store. I haven't sold anything on Etsy yet. So I had them on eBay. I've had them on Marketplace. I had them on Let Go, or not Let Go, because OfferUp. Mm, Yeah, I traded something for that. It's smaller than my other one. It's the same kind of style TV, but it's smaller. This is like a 65 inch or something, 72 inch. My other one actually went all the way up to that my other TV went all the way up to this platform. That used to hang on top of my other TV. It was an 85 inch, 80 inch, something like that. But it got stolen. Habit of giving away my best pieces or selling them too cheap. Exactly. Exactly. That's what I did last year. Wow. There you go. Um, my copper pieces. I had two copper pieces. Dougie Doug got one, and Grandma Kelly got one. Um, but they bought my pieces, my copper, both of them, for around 350, which was cheap. But they really wanted them, and um, sorry, I'm looking at my phone here. I like to check people out before I do stuff. But yeah, I know where you're coming from. My pieces, you know, there's pieces that the pieces that I sold last year just paid for my electric bill and my water. It's just survival. Now I'm looking maybe gallery settings and all that stuff. Um, Especially with my big ones, because I can't ship the big ones. There's no possible way shipping my big ones because they'll just break. There's, you got to put them. You got to probably use like where they ship those shipping wars. I can't remember the name of that show. Shipping wars, where they bid on it and they take them all the way cross country and stuff. It'd be like a secondary small load that they can put it on their passenger seat, or to where it's not getting jolted around. I can't crate I can't crate you know Queen's Crown and ship it because it'll just break to pieces. You put it in a shipping container and ship it UPS. It's not art anymore. lump of crap. Metal odds and ends of scrap and junk to make stuff from. I like making steampunk stuff. That's cool. Sid and everyone have to go to work. Oh, have a good week ahead. I need to get back and rest for a few hours before I really need to get up. I could help you pack so that it wouldn't get down. You cannot pack that. There is no way to pack that. Believe me, I've thought and thought about it and dreamt about it, but there is no way. That has to be hand delivered. Um, I call these spires, the big long ones. Let's see. See these big long ones there? I call them spires, and some places they're only like a 32nd of an inch to 16th of an inch wide, just barely hanging on. You cannot pack that. There's no way. Spray foam, no. Gone now, 10 to 7. All right, 21. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate everybody. I'm probably not going to be on too much longer, anyways. I'm going to go because I've still got to eat. I went and had a storm come through, and I was like, I'm going to go take a nap. And that was about 3 o'clock yesterday, and I ended up waking up around 10:30, so that was a pretty long nap. Oops. But I'm going to work on cleaning my house. I've got to go switch my laundry, do my dishes, clean the kitchen. Try to figure out what I'm going to do with these. I just, maybe, I don't know, maybe this one on there. I don't know yet, folks. I just don't know. I don't want it to, I hate it because if you go on like Etsy, you'll see like pieces of wood like this, and then, actually you probably see a piece of wood like that with that, and they're selling for $850. They're trying, $850. You go on Etsy and that's what you see. I don't want that. I want something intricate. This one here I've got to fix. It got knocked over. Thanks cats, but this one I got to fix, which I've been working on for over a year now. It's on a piece of burl wood, burnt, but then it started just with this one piece here, but the cats knocked it off. You can see a little chunk of wood on there. It's got studs in it that would hold it in place, which I'm going to probably add. It actually did break the stud off of this one. You can thank my cats, Mouse and Bob. Bob is a little shithead now. $850. Yeah, but then you got to take it apart. Yeah, it's again. There's no shipping it. What this one? This one gets on the back. I'm already donating this one, but this one I've got to put. That's actually kind of what it looks like. But I'm gonna make another base for it. I made a base, but I didn't like it, and I used it for a different piece. So, anyways, I'm gonna go grab that. If you guys want to hang out, if not, I can just shut this down. Mm. Oh, no, it's That's Mauser Mouse. I could just call her Mouse. I just thought it was a pretty cool name for a cat. And then you got her son Bob. Mouse is female, and I had to go away for a few months, and she got knocked up and had 3 kittens, and I kept one of the kittens because it didn't have a tail, and that's Bob. He's he's actually a really fun, cool cat. And my cat's Mouse kind of acts like a cat. She does. Bob, I think he thinks he's a dog or something. I don't know. He's a nut. He doesn't have a brain. He just does. Bob is hilarious. Everybody loves Bob. Uh, yeah, actually, it's Mouse. Oops. Yeah, that's Mouse. But again, I don't know, folks. I don't even know if I got that in here. Oh, it's probably out in the truck. I'm sure it's out in my truck. Why is this in here? Ah, check that out. Well, I guess I'm not going to be doing that. Wait a minute. I just found this one. This one might work for that better. I found another stick of cherry. Maybe we can do something like that. What do you think? We can cut it down a little bit. I don't know. I always said the piece chooses its base. But I probably am going to shut this down. I wasn't planning on even going live. Gears out of everything broken or metal. So it can be painted and look like metal for steampunk. Ah. Yeah, I mean, I'm not too familiar with steampunk. I know what you're talking about with, because it was like a fad there for a while, which I like. I mean, I actually had a steampunk um, wallpaper on my phone. Can't remember which phone, probably 6 phones ago, 7 phones ago. I had steampunk wallpaper, which was way cool. Uh, so I kind of know what you're talking about. People have got their own art, just like these people on, that I watch on YouTube. They've got everybody's got their own abilities. I can't dance, I can't sing, I can't not draw. My art, this is my art. Um, I did do some spray can art when I painted my fingernails, which I haven't shown that yet. But that's the only art piece. I did paint a rock. I got a rock that I painted. Um, about 3 years ago or so. I did paint a rock, which came out really cool. I did it in a Bob Ross style, and I painted this rock. I did it in rehab. I sat there and took my time, but I started with like Bob Ross, where you painted the blue skies first, and you brought it all the way forward with the trees, and well, then you did the mountain, then you did the lake, and then you did the trees. So it came out really, really awesome. Everybody loved it, and um, there was no way I was going to leave it there for that. Um, but I mean, it's a rock that I found. It's even got the flat bottom, so it sits perfectly. I mean, it just came out, and then on the back side, I kind of just did a little doodle camp scene sort of thing with the moon and a little rock cliff going up. And there's supposed to be like stairs next to the green, so it came out pretty cool. But yeah, I need to sign it. I did sign it, but no, I guess I haven't. But that's the only piece of art that I have that it came out really, really cool. You can see the stairs. It's like it's got a ridge right here, so I took gold and put like rock stairs in it. I made like little rocks. Oops, little rocks down here. I like it. Did the tree. Gotta have Bob Ross and his tree. So, anyways, I don't know what to do now, folks. I got to go and find my jigsaw because I wanted to get this base done, get it prepped. I'm going to try to get some put together today, this morning, and maybe show them this evening or something like that. I don't know. This is like my seashell collection. Last year I had pool table collection with pool balls and everything like that. But a lot of people said that they wanted it looked like coral. So I started making seashells, miniature seashells last year. I made one in January and got it shipped off because she won it last year. Uh, so I got it shipped to Gattaca, and another one. I don't even know. I don't know. I mean, there's a couple that I know what sculpture they got, but it's like last year I had the pool ball collection. I did have an 8 ball hanging from over here, a little miniature one. Like I've got this 15 ball. This is my last one that I got. I got plenty to make, but these were my little giveaways last year. Uh, I given, well, there's 16. So I've given over 30 of my pool balls away. Then I got my dice collection. So, I'll make some more dice. Again, we're gonna do the wooden dice. I went and I tried to get a piece of 4x4 from my boss and my friend, and he's got a 4x4 post. So I'm gonna make a bunch of these dice again. It takes a little while. I mean, you've got to put all the holes or, the die in it. And then I burn them, and then I sand them, and then I burn them, and I sand them, and then I lacquer them, and then I polish, and then I find the right sculpture to go on it. And so we're going to make a few more of those coming up pretty quick. Thanks, Big Movie. Yeah, there's actually a couple of pool saloons at Bottom, and I'm thinking the seashells, a lot of Floridians, uh, they like the seashells, and they look good in like their bed and breakfast, or maybe not, because somebody stole it. but or their second home in Florida. A little bit of Zed art down there. I mean, I've got ideas of what I want to do. It's just the motivation to do them is what was lacking on there, and just things. So, anyways, all right, big movie. Thanks for coming in. Um, yeah, I'll try to get some sleep. Again, I don't know why. I've just been staying up all night and kind of sleeping during the day. Well, thank you. CD character. I've never heard of them. What is it? I, your Dremel got stolen? I still have tons of bits. I just finally bought a Dremel this past January. That was my Christmas present to myself, and I really don't like it. I mean, it's like the top of the line Dremel, and I just don't know. I don't know if I got a bad one or not. I should take it back and trade it in for a new one, and or at least see if Lowe's will let me trade. It's just something's weird about it. I burn it. All my When I sign something, I burn it. I try to burn it. This is an old base of mine, but I sign all my pieces, and I usually date them or number them. But I've got a wood burning iron I bought. I was just using my little soldering iron, but I went out and actually bought a wood burning iron so I can sign my pieces. This one's signed. You can hardly even see it, but it's signed. Number 63. So I made several over 100 pieces. So I don't think that one's signed. That one ain't signed yet because it ain't done. I don't know. This might be. No, that one ain't signed yet because it ain't done. I don't know what I'm gonna do. You know. I haven't decided what I'm gonna do with that one yet. Or I can put the little cue ball here. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. In various places. Australians. I have to go. I mean, I went looked at your channel there briefly. Do you got any listed on your channel? I mean, what do you actually make? There's, you know, if you want to see kind of what I do, you can go to my live streams of me melting in my, I guess it's a smelter is what it's called. With the crucible and all that. I just got a small one. I don't have a huge one. I got a huge crucible now. I screwed up there, and I've got to build a smelter for it someday. I hope it's massive. And then I've got to make all the tools. That's how I burnt my finger right there. Um, yeah, that was like last week. And so I got to get glove. I mean, I didn't have a left glove. I lost it. And but there's a guy named Big D Stack, I think it is. He's down in Australia, and he melts. I mean, he's melting microwaves and engines and cans, and he's got a serious collection of metal that he melted from scratch. He made coins and bars and things like that. No, I used to sell them on eBay and Etsy, but I haven't been selling online for a very long time. 10 years. Uh, I used to be big seller on eBay when I first moved to Tennessee. I just got tired of the people. I just got tired of people, and I don't know. My life kind of, I got divorced, and then I just kind of, I don't know, just kind of lost myself after that. I think that was when my downfall started. I became homeless, and I still took care of my son. We lived in a tent for many, many months, and we had a great time. And then I got a camper, and we lived in it for many, many years. You know, wow. Yeah, again, I think that what's really hurt me last year, but there's a lot of things that hurt me last year. One was me starting to drink again, and that really, really hurt me a lot. So, now I'm trying again. That's all I can say. Um, you know, wow, yeah. Everybody's got, you know, again, that's why I try not to. I really don't want to air my personal life, and I definitely don't go into other people's channels and say, poor me. I just, I got my own demons, and I'm trying to take care of myself. Nobody else can fix yourself but yourself. So, um, yeah, again, I've been talking about this for the last few days since I've been going live because I made a fool of myself. Do not get drunk and go on YouTube, people. All you're going to do is make an ass out of yourself. So there's my hint for YouTube. Do not get drunk and go on YouTube. Do not make an ass of yourself. Yeah, all you can do is relate. You can't, there's people that, I don't care about YouTube anymore. I'm so sick of YouTube. I don't even care about it anymore. I built this channel to document my life. Uh, and my motto used, and it still is, my motto is if you want to watch, great. If you don't want to watch, great. That's it. Turn the channel. I'm doing this for me. You know, I started doing this for my art and, just to document my life. I'm not going to live a lot more. I keep saying that. I don't see me living too much longer. My health issues and just mentally, I don't know. Then again, I can live another 20 years. I have no idea. So that's my unsolicited 2C. You need to start smoking my instead of drinking, maybe. I have. I don't smoke a lot. Um, it actually does help me because being totally sober, I, I can't stand it. I cannot be in just, it just, it's not me. But then again, I don't really want to do that 24/7 either. And and here in Tennessee, it's actually illegal, but you can go to the Pakistani gas station and you can buy those um, that THCA dash A. I don't know, but they're like $10 a pack, and I'll get a pack maybe once a month, and and just when I feel that I need an attitude adjustment because I'm thinking bad thoughts, or and it kind of helps me get motivated, like doing dishes, or just even taking a couple hits and going and getting in a hot shower to kind of like meditation sort of thing, just relax because my thoughts, because of what I've been through, I'm up and down all the time. I've had manic depression, major depression, especially these last couple of years, and I've always had depression. I go up and down, up and down. Uh, it's been bad, um, and I'm trying to get out of that. I got PTSD now, anxiety, panic attacks. I've got all that. And drinking don't help. Trust me, I tried. It does not help one bit with that. So now I'm just going to focus on cleaning up my house and my artwork. That's all I got. I do have a friend that I was working for, but he's kind of ran out of money. He bought another house, and he's struggling now too. But he's a really good friend of mine, and he's helped me out tremendously since December. Um, so I live in Portland, Oregon. Yeah, there's so much extra around here last few years. Yeah, I know. We have problems with people ditching it in others' dumpsters and even on the roadside. They're just throwing pot away on the roadside. Them bastards. I mean, I grew up in Lake Tahoe, and we used to get it from Humboldt, California, and it was illegal back in the 80s and 90s. You know, I'm kind of upset. I mean, I got in trouble in Nevada for a paraphernalia pipe in Nevada back then, and now it's legal in Nevada. It's legal in Colorado. I mean, there's a lot of places it's legal, but then you got where I live in Tennessee, where it's illegal. Mississippi and Georgia and all them, it's illegal. You know, but you can go to the Pakistani gas station and get the fake THC. And a lot of people, they actually, it actually helps. It does help me, especially with my left eye now. Crop stitch. Wow. Gosh. Yeah. Is it legal in Montana? I mean, I kind of want to go to Montana because I want to find some place where it's secluded, away from people, and people that don't bother you. where I live right now, nobody really bothers me, but I hate Tennessee. It's just I hate the weather. I hate the heat. The heat and humidity I hate. And the people, I there's a lot of people I just really don't care for around here. I try to stay to myself. Just leave me alone. I did go shopping earlier this morning when I was awake, and there's a lot of people that were really nice to me. Friendly, and I only, I go to town maybe once a month and buy groceries, or twice a month and buy groceries, and I just, I just don't want to see anybody. 60 pounds of falls back, a couple falls back. Oh, actually a lot more, but the moldy stuff had to be thrown out. You're moving to Montana? Well, where's a good place to move to Montana? I want some pine trees, and I want a small lake or pond. Not even really a pond. I mean, it's just a small lake or a big lake. But I mean, if you go on a big lake, then you're going to be paying major bucks for property. I don't know much about Montana. Um, hey, fisherman, how's it going? Um, Actually, I think I'm going to go out real quick and try to find my, if I'm going to sit here and talk, I need to be doing something. So I'm going to go out and see if I can find my Ryobi jigsaw. I mean, I got two of them. I got a battery operated, and I got, now I'm going to get some coffee. I'm going to go throw my stuff in the dryer. So if you want to hang out, I really don't want to put any music on, but I'm doing better, fisherman. I'm doing a lot better. I'm trying to I'm trying to find myself. We're talking about all this wasteful usage of MJ up in Oregon. Is it legal up there in Montana? Um, the hell is that? A bunch of puppets on there. You got the Flintstones. Something. Yeah, I love all the weird people on YouTube, huh? Hey, even that douchebag's on there. Zed's place. What an idiot. Relentless was in here earlier, and she made this killer looking stew. She's hilarious. She made that stew. You want Bob? Where is Bob? He's been sleeping on the couch. I don't know where he's at. Mouse is up top. You can see Mouse up there a little bit. Uh-oh. Mouse is up here. I don't know where Bob is. Normally they're bouncing off the walls. He is usually. He's about a year old, isn't he? Yeah, Bob's about a year old. No, 2 years old. Bob's coming up on 2 years. Mouse is going to be almost three. Um, I'll be right back, people. I'm going to go and see if I can find that. You can watch Relentless, my art. Call the Bobcat. His name's Bob. What about Bob? There's Bob. He's got his boyfriend, girlfriend outside probably. He's over there. You just never know. I got to get a new laser pointer. I wish I had a new laser pointer. We got to get one of those. All right, people, I'll be back. Again, I wasn't planning on being on here that long, but well. Bob the cat. Bob the cat. I call him shithead. Bob the shithead. All right. Now I got some tools. A sander. Gonna find my other one. But we got some tools so we can finish this base. Hopefully just really quick. You're watching Xiaomi. You know, this may sound weird. Tennessee is a great state for Bigfoot and Sasquatch. Anywhere near land between the lakes. Try to connect with them for spiritual and physical healing. Yeah, I'm not a. I know people. People think what they want to think. Everybody's different. They think what they want. A lot of paranormal people, and that's just not me. The only thing that I believe in is what's put in front of my eyes. You can't even believe the news. The news is all lies. It's just entertainment. They tell you what they want you to hear, and that's it. So I watch the news, kinda. Uh, you know, if it's about politics, I usually don't watch it. If it's I just found out about this shooting up there in Idaho that the firefighters were trying to put out a fire, and some idiot. Why? I mean, why do people got to be like that? You know. Now, if it was like the cops or something, or I don't know. I mean, people. There's just this world's pretty messed up. The world is really, really messed up. Really, really, really messed up, people. So we got here is we got the jigsaw. Um, Let me go with the precision. Due to the fact that this has got a really strong blade on it, and I brought in another blade which we might use. I want it rustic, so we're going to give this blade a shot first, and we're going to show you what I'm doing. I'm going to do it over my bucket, so you're not going to really see what I'm doing, I don't think. Or maybe I'll do it over the table. I don't know. Let's find out. Here's my channel. Talk about the logical absurdity of believing that they don't exist. I have a first-hand account by again, the paranormal. I've got friends that, they believe in that, and it's just, everybody believes what they want to believe. I don't. I'm not the person to tell anybody what to believe. You know, Bob. No, I'm gonna check it out. I just, again, um, that's another reason why I hate YouTube. Is there's too much clickbait on there. You don't know what's real or what's not. It's like there's so much clickbait and so much false crap on YouTube that there's a channel called Matter, and it's about space and all that. Half the shit ain't even real, if any of it's real. It's all clickbait. You look at Pawn Stars, which I really like Pawn Stars, just kind of with because I'm like an antique. I love antiques. I like collecting, but I like to see all the cool stuff and to hear the stories. And then, now there's clickbait, Chumley's in jail, life sentence, and, and Rick's son is, homeless. I mean, just a bunch of stupid crap on YouTube. It's all clickbait. All right. Thank you. Um, so yeah, I'm sick of it. There's something else about YouTube that I don't like either. And well, now that it's just a bunch of pencil pushing pricks that want money. And now you go into a chat and somebody said that they changed YouTube and this and that, and then you go in and chat and now it's like at Zed's place, or it's like, wait a minute, I've got a special font on my name. You see my font. I've always had my special font for the past 3 years. And then I went into somebody's channel earlier. I went into Roy's channel. He's over in San Francisco, and I was watching, which I don't care about that either. But I was watching Roy there for a little bit, see what he was up to. I like watching because he goes and shows San Francisco, walks around and showed a lot of stuff. But my font was different. The names were, it was like everybody was like at Zed's place, at Jim's place, at James, at. And it's like, what's going on here? And here it is, YouTube screwing with their crap again, thinking it's better. And, just like that annoying heart that you don't see on my channel because I take it off. I call it the annoying heart. It gets in the way of chat. But hey, we're going to put this. It's just stupid. Um, and then it's all about money. I was I, I don't know. I mean, I bought and I sold. Again, I was really big on eBay about 15, 20 years ago. Between 15 and 20 years. Sold and bought, sold and bought. Um, but then I went on eBay. I did sell my Pete Rose jersey on eBay. I think that was the last thing I sold. That was last year. And then I just don't do eBay anymore. Marketplace sucks where I live. I live in between Chattanooga and Nashville, and you know, if I lived in Chattanooga, when I used to live in Chattanooga, I did a lot of Facebook Market, and but then you got scammers there and assholes there, and where I live now, I mean, People got to comment stupidity and, tell you that they're on their way and never show up. Yeah, I heard about the new change yesterday. I don't know, something about the names. And then a lot of people they get monetized, and it just automatically goes to their head, and they go out and start you know trying to sell merch, and then beg for memberships. And I'm not, I've bought memberships. I'll send people super chats every now and then, but I don't like doing that because YouTube gets a third of the money, 30%, 35%. you know, and then, look at the stupid ads on YouTube. If you don't pay for their premium, which I always pay for their premium because I hate ads, but, it's just, they're just so annoying, and YouTube's so annoying. They purposely, just like other places, they purposely do ads. That way you've got to spend money to not have to watch them. So, that's all I got to say. Clickbait, and then you get weird people on there. You get asshole trolls. You find people that you think they're your friend, and then they turn on you, and well, the whole world's greedy. And that's just it. The whole world's just a big pile of greed. So, anyways, this is what I'm doing. I'll show you here in a minute. Hopefully this works. Some hardwood, but we're kind of distressing the edges, or I'm trying to distress the edges a little bit. Trying to get rid of this corner. And then we're going to burn it again. We're going to do a couple other things too. I don't want it to look perfect. You know. See, I want it to kind of look kind of messed up. I don't want it perfect. I wanted that piece, so damn it. Where'd it go? I lost it. It's gone. Or no, there it is. I might put that piece back in there. I kind of took a big chunk out of it. I don't know. We'll see what happens here. Might put that piece back in. But we're just kind of distressing this right now. Kind of like that. Hmm. Is there anything else I want to try to do with this? See, like a hammered look. We're getting there. We are torches. Yeah, we're going to torch it and then we're going to sand it. What do you think? I think it'll be all right. You know, kind of like a hammered look. But I think what I'm going to do is grab my pliers anyways. This thing got pretty hot last time I torched it. Plier it. Pliers will fit pretty good right there, so I can hold it with the pliers and not, you know, then we can just torch it again. Should I do it in the dark though? Old shutters. Yeah. Oh, god damn. I got a thing in my back that, I got a piece of wire brush that's in my shirt that's poking me. I got to go and I'm going to go put my clothes in the dryer. I've got a lot of house cleaning to do. I've got a tile around the master toilet. I've got so much to do. I've got a chainsaw that I got to put back together. And I'm going to try to sell it. That's a rare chainsaw. I guess I can smoke this and I don't know, I'll see about staying on. It's almost, what time is it? It's 5 o'clock in the morning. People are getting up to go to work. Let me turn this light off at least, maybe you can see it. All right, man. Thanks for coming in. I know you can't see it, but well, let me put it on my other channel. Can you drop the link? Can you drop the link? I'll throw it up on TV. I don't want to switch over here. Alright, we're going to let that cool. And then we're going to sand it. And see what it looks like. People see fire and they're just like, wow, fire. It's just, oh, missed a little bit in here. A little bit in there. I do want to burn it some more. I'm going to let it cool down for a minute. I'm going to go back and I want to make sure that right in here, I want it all burnt because that's going to be black. And then I think what I'm going to do with this one is we're going to epoxy I'm thinking we're going to put shift kickers on here. Make it look like that. It'll be on black, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix epoxy, and I'm going to pour it in this shell green and have it overflow, and hopefully it'll run down. And then we'll mix up some red again, and we'll go ahead and we'll fill all this in, and hopefully it'll, so it'll be green and red epoxy. It's going to be just a tint, though. It's not going to be super green, and it's not going to be super red. It's it's going to be a really transparent, because I kind of want the base. I almost want the base to be clear. So I think it's going to turn out really nice. I got one in the kitchen that I got to finish epoxying also. That I just got to finish up. It is 5 o'clock. You boys. Yeah, I don't know what it is with YouTube. Well, it's been kind of a fun night. Just doing some stuff. I'm going to try to pour some epoxy here in a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to be live or not. I need to be doing this on my other channel, though. I really need to switch over to that channel. But the other night, I went ahead and we poured epoxy on this one with the dark blue. And what I'm going to do with this one is, I don't know. I mean, I may put it on this as a miniature just to show it off. This is one of my old bases. I don't know why it's yellow. Seems when I get close to the phone, it turns yellow. So, I don't know. I'm thinking just, just a miniature, something that somebody can put on their desk next to their computer. Again, I want to get some real pearls. I want to stick a pearl back here. I mean, it looks like two people that are, embracing, hugging. Again, it depends on what you see in it. When I first put this on here, I was going to make all this red because it looks like, it looks like somebody kind of, but I think it would look cool with like a pearl, a real pearl, not a fake plastic pearl. So, and then this one, I don't know. I'm thinking this one on this one because I'm, doing all this work to this base and it sits on there pretty cool. It'll show it off. Again, I may just go black. I still want to pour this, fill this up with epoxy. I don't know. It's either that or I got to make another one for this one, which I think I'm going to go something like that. I was thinking about putting it on end. I don't know. I don't know what to do. It may look like a hermit crab, I guess. Actually, I just met somebody that does hermit crabs. I thought they're really cool. I haven't seen hermit crabs in a long time. Maybe I can make this one into like a hermit crab or something. But it's just going to be a miniature. I'm still going to finish it up. So, again, it's probably going to go, I've got this one here too. I can make more bases, so it's not a big deal. But we got this one I got to finish up. But I want to do, I was kind of thinking like a beach setting, having all this epoxied with sand. And it looks like it's on a beach. I think would look really cool. Same as, all these. This one here, I was just experimenting with epoxy when I got my epoxy. This is all epoxy. It's got one little seashell over here. And I'm thinking of taking this out to my chop saw and cutting this in half. And then possibly, kind of mounting it on this. I just, right now it just kind of looks like a cupcake. And I want to, again, I want to kind of maybe do a beach scene with some lighter blue epoxy water and some sand, but the sand really doesn't come out very well. And with my art, all this sand I don't want loose because again, there's, sand everywhere. And I don't want to ship these out and people putting this by their computer or whatever and have sand grit all over the place. I've made a couple of that. So we'll see. A lot of this is just in the thinking stage that, I don't know. We got tons more dice to make. God, this one's filthy. But, we've got more dice to make. Two hours. I think I'm going to shut this down. I'm going to finish burning this. I've got to go change my laundry. I've got to do dishes. I want to clean up my living room. Maybe think about tiling the bathroom. I don't think I'm going to go anywhere this week either. I may go over to Zach's and work on the skid loader, mini skid. I'm going to drain the hydraulic fluid and see if we can get it running properly. He's getting ready to buy some gravel that I got to spread out for him, so I might go over to Zach's just to get out of the house. The weather's supposed to be yucky all week, nice and humid. It's been nice the last couple days. I love the rain. Again, I don't know what I'm going to do. I have no clue what I'm doing these days. I'm just trying to find myself and try to make some of this art. When's Veterans Day? Anybody know when Veterans Day is? I can't believe the cats knocked that over. I swear, my cats. So I gotta fix that other piece too. Let's go ahead and actually, where is this? Where are my chunks at? Oh, they gotta be behind here. Is there anybody out there? Just not if you can hear me. Is there anyone home? Oh, there's that other one. I've definitely got to clean up my house. Can't find my... Can't find my stuff, man. Samsung. Don't know where that came from. That might work. I might use this for that. I've got another shell over here. This isn't a real shell. It's something that I found in the house here. Air planter. Water twice weekly. Huh. But I'm going to do something with this. I did make one in January for somebody, and I got it shipped out to her. Good morning, Mint. I'm doing all right. I'm just working on some art and doing some other shit. And I think I'm going to put this in there. That way I don't, I don't want to use a lot of epoxy. But we'll go ahead and we'll stick one, not this one, but, we'll find something to put in that seashell. It's not going to be anywhere this big. Even though that would look kind of cool, huh? Wouldn't that look cool? Big old chunk of aluminum on there. Cool ashtray. No, you won't. This is plastic, dude. This ain't real. But it'll look good with a piece of artwork in it. It's it's a cheap one. It's this might be a giveaway, but I'm tired of giving my shit away. Or if somebody wanted it, I usually charge for anywhere from 100, probably $150 shipped. When it's done, my minis go anywhere from like the little pool balls. I mean, my little tiny pool balls were $30 each shipped. It costs $8 just to ship this little thing. Then I put a magnet and sticker and letter, and sometimes I do some invisible ink boxes and stuff like that. My dice are $150. That's what I was selling them last year. So I'm going to make a bunch more dices. Dices? Dices? I'm going to make more dice. Get them shipped out. it'd be kind of nice. I mean, I kind of want to do. I mean, I hate doing this. This is the new base I've been working on all night, or not all night, but tonight. Um, I kind of want a conch shell, especially for this one here. I think a conch shell, just one of those conch shells filled up with epoxy, just clear epoxy, would look really good for this one. But then again, once I get done with this base, I think you guys will be just like, holy shit, that looks really killer. I've got this one here, and I don't know, it's got a bunch of, I don't know what I was doing or where this came from or if it broke but I obviously, this is all hot glue. And I was kind of thinking, well, it'll either be this one. I could probably put that one on there. That might look good. I don't know. I mean, putting a piece of shell on wood is theoretically just wrong. Or I've got the newer little one where I can flatten it out and then put this one on there. But again, putting shells on wood just I think is a no-no. They need to be on sand or in water. Just wrong, yeah. But I kind of like this. This is something that I wanted to make for a memorial. We had a really good person that passed away this past year, and on YouTube, she was just so awesome, and her name was Shift Kicker, and I made this after she passed. I was going to make something else more huge, but I started doing them, and I just, again, I was going through a rough time, and I just stopped. And if I don't like it, I'm not going to make it. I'm just not going to throw something together that I don't like. So if I don't like it, then yeah. Well, she had one of my sculptures. I don't know. I made her a special one when she was feeling ill last year, and I didn't even know it was her birthday, but I made her one, and she got it before her birthday, and but I just made it because I wanted to make something special for her. She's really big in all the channels, mainly the coin community, but several different channels. She really helped everybody, and she was just a really cool person. And I've actually lost several people that I've known on YouTube. A lot, a few of them last year. And I mean, there's people on YouTube that I don't even see anymore either, and there's people on YouTube that I don't care to see anymore. But yeah, we'll leave that at that. I was thinking about, I mean, but I think this is going to look cool, just the way it is. This is a really hard piece of cherry wood that's aged for years and years and years. So, but we're going to, I may just do that. I may just throw that little mini on there. We'll go ahead and reburn that. I think I'm just going to put that on there and call it good. Maybe dress it up a little bit, but this one here, I'm going to make something special for. I got a few hours into this one. So, what are you doing, Mint? Some really cool and unique people you meet some really cool, unique people on YouTube, and you meet some creeps along the way too. Yeah, well, it's natural, but I burn my bases. Um, again, you know, you put nice silver on a nice dark base, it looks really, really bitchin'. All my art, these are all ant tunnels. These are pieces from my big ones. My big one, like, not this one. This one is my favorite. This is my second one that I've ever made, but that's Queen's Crown. That's one of my big ones. I've got five big ones. I've got two huge ones that are outside that I actually smashed up, and it made all this. You know, I take a big one like that, which I had two filled with rocks, and that's where all these pieces came from. Is my two huge ones that weighed over 100 pounds. Had a bunch of rocks in them, so I smashed them up, and that way I can make small ones that I can sell for, because my big ones, nobody can really afford my big ones. You know, my big ones started at 20 grand, so, and I'm not going to take anything less. I'll smash it with a freaking sledgehammer before you know, I mean, unless somebody really wanted to offer me something, like I may take a lot less if somebody was to offer, but they'd have to talk and we'd have to talk about it. That one, the one I just showed you, that one on the stove, I wouldn't get rid of for under 20 grand. That's Queen's Crown. It's Yeah, that thing is just awesome. Um, my other two, I'd probably let go for around 10, maybe 15. The two that are inside. My very first one, I think I'd want 15, and the other big one, I'd like to get 15 also. But Queen's Crown is, yeah, no less than 20. It's just, it's beautiful. It's one of a kind. Now the ones outside, they're huge, and they're not. I'm gonna get like I want to get like a marble globe, a pretty marble globe or something that fits perfectly into one of those bases. I mean, I think it would look really cool, even though it doesn't have the spires. Because I actually I actually went live, and you can watch me break this thing up. I took a sledgehammer to the ones outside. I took a sledgehammer to, and I smashed them all up to make all these little pieces, so I can make my little small art. Oh, I've got to get this shirt off. This shirt is bad. Ah, there it is. Never mind. I found it. I've got a piece from a wire wheel. I got in the habit of picking little wire wheel pieces out of my clothes and feet, and stepping on those little wire wheel pieces, man. They suck. Part of the part of the job, I guess. You want to call it that? I'm trying to find something, but I don't even know what happened to them all. Maybe they're in the kitchen. Oh, I'll be back. What you doing, Bob? one that, my newest biggest one. I actually had it mounted on something different, but I decided to switch it over. But this is the top of one of my huge ones from outside that I went ahead and switched out the base. I actually made that base for a different one, but I just didn't like it. And I just decided to throw it on that one. YouTube. YouTube inspired me. I never knew that you can melt aluminum and pour it down anthills until YouTube. I was just watching YouTube and a suggestion came up on YouTube and I was blown away. I mean, I was literally just blown away when they poured the aluminum down the fire ant hills. And, you know, of course, you know, Australians, they go big. I was just fascinated. I thought they're beautiful. I've never seen it in my entire life. In over 50 years or almost 50 years, I've never seen it before in my life. Never heard of it, never seen it. I still got to finish the epoxy on this one. It's all just going to remain black because it just looks really cool. Again, this is a really cool one. Got to finish it up and then it'll be for sale. And then I started working for this guy, Zach, and he bought some property. He bought 23 acres out here in Tennessee, and it was a IRS seizure of 32 acres. And the guy that lived there, he lived there all his life, and he was a semi-truck driver. And so he had all this metal, aluminum, and for helping to clean up the land, I got to keep all the aluminum. And I had all these aluminum brake parts. And, you know, these, you know, you can, if you want to save up cans, but the problem with cans, they got to be totally dry. You cannot put water or moisture into molten aluminum or it will explode. Here's my finger from last week when I was melting brass. I didn't even know I was just pouring it, and I guess I burnt the shit on my finger. I mean, it was, you know, almost third degree, I guess. I don't know. But, so, hi, Rubberneck. Good morning. Yeah, I like the black. I mean, my favorite football team's the Raiders, but then they moved to Las Vegas, so. And I don't watch football because they totally ruined that sport with rules and stupidity, so I stopped watching football altogether. But yeah, I think this is pretty. It looks lopsided, but then you turn it and it's straight. So, I don't know. I kind of like it. I just kind of like it the way it is. And it's in there pretty decent. I am going to probably pour a little more epoxy in there. I was going to add some color, but I decided not to. I really like this epoxy finish versus my lacquer finish because it's really, really shiny. Obviously, I didn't do the back side, so I've got to finish that. And that's kind of why I brought it out, because I got to finish it. I've got to burn all that off. That's just, I mean, there's just one night I just got stupid and decided, hey, let's pour. Start just mixing epoxy and just going at it. And it's like, yeah, let's do it. Why not? Let's do it. And so, anyways, I hate putting it over there because the damn cat's knocked my shit off and it breaks. broke the broken blackened heart. That kind of pissed me off. Had to fix that the other day. So, good morning. How you doing, Rubberneck? Lauren, good morning. You're not a football/soccer fan? Um, yeah, I know that's big over there in the UK, and especially the UK. And, I mean, it is what it is. I think soccer's really boring. I mean, I'm sorry to say, it's boring as hell. Now hockey, I'll watch some hockey. Hockey's fun to watch. What are you up to today, Rubberneck? How's your hubby? Feeling any better? I'm gonna try some map gas. See if I can get in those crevices a little bit better. Let's try that. I'm gonna try that. I've got my blue tank, which is just regular propane, and then you've got Map Pro, the yellow tank, which is really cool, but burns hotter too. The yellow tank does burn hotter, and I really don't want to burn my other pieces. Oh, let's see here. Where are we? I'm doing good. Getting ready to drive into work and put together screens that your boss should throw away. Oh, okay. I agree 100%. Football use and soccer's boring. You know, Football over here now, it's just it's greed. It's all about greed, and it's not football. Bit better. Still feeling dizzy here and there. I feel dizzy every day. So, Lauren, thanks for coming in, girl. Yeah, at least it's fast too. It's action. It's fights. It's you know blood and all that good stuff. Hockey's fun to watch, especially in if you go to like a watch it in person. Hockey is really fun. It's been a while since I went to a hockey game. The vertigo pills I gave him are helping. I've got severe vertigo. I just deal with it though. I hope he has a speedy recovery. Yeah, he's that's kind of scary. You like golf and darts? I've always been a big dart player. Obviously, you can see I've always had a dart board. A lot of those darts are over 30 years old. You know, but anyways, let's see if that worked. Looks like it worked. Let's try another one over here. Again, I've got all my stuff just right behind here of a hot flame, and you know, hey, be stupid and screw up my art. Looks kind of better with this light off, don't it? Again, I'm just trying to, we're trying to get rid of the wood color. We'll see how we did on that. Oh, careful. Nah, I've already burnt myself for the year. That was a bad one. Did that when I was melting that brass. It's actually healing now. I mean, it feels weird. If it doesn't hurt, it just feels really, really weird. I can pet it here and I can feel it up in here. Um, and it keeps leaking. It'll fill up and then, all of a sudden it'll start leaking again. But it's healing on its own. I kind of like it. I've been kind of watching it. I should have videotaped it. Put a short up a day. Pull my finger, Zed. I should probably do a short. Pull my finger. Here, clip this out. Why is it so yellow? We'll make a clip. Pull Zed's finger. I dare you. uh, you're never careful. No, I'm not. I mean, heck, I sliced half my face with a chainsaw. I went and bought a 12 pack of beer and some crazy glue. Came home and fixed it. That was scary. That was really scary. I actually did it making my first base for my first pour when I did that. My chainsaw went down and kicked back and just left of my left eye, just. I went to Dollar General and people were looking at me because I didn't clean it. I didn't even wipe it off or anything. I walked in there. I was like, I need some Band-Aids and some Neosporin and crazy glue. And the people were looking at me, blood all on my shirt and everything. I went straight to the Pakistani gas station, got like a 12 pack of beer, and came home and took the crazy glue and just kind of put it in there and just squeezed it together. I just squeezed the cuts together with crazy glue and. I mean, heck, I got a really cool scar of it. I love it. I love my chainsaw scar. It looks pretty cool. It makes me look tough, man. Ooh, I don't like that. I got a couple of streaks over here that I got to burn. I'm trying to get rid of all the stuff. I don't look that bad. I'm gonna live with that. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean everybody has, I'm sure. Yeah, they were shocked. I've heard of people using crazy glue and also staples. Never, never stapled. I just crazy glue every now and then. If it's, if I slice it with a razor knife, I mean, that's the best. Crazy glue is the best. If you slice your finger, here, watch this. I got some crazy glue. Let's see what crazy glue does. You ready? I'm just kidding. But if you slice your finger, the problem is it could get infected. If it, I just, that's the problem with crazy glue. I know they got some like surgical glue, but I've seen it all in construction where people have actually shot themselves in the heart with a nail gun or stomach with a nail gun, and pinning up their, there's a guy that died at one of my boss's house. He was cutting a valley in a roof, and he pinned up his skill saw, and the saw came back and went across his main artery in his leg, and he died in, within minutes. Um, I've seen a lot in over 36 years in construction, and I've seen a guy slide off a roof in Truckee, Tahoe, because there was snow and everything. And I've done it myself. I've jumped off two-story houses into the snow until I saw one person impale himself with a piece of rebar that was buried underneath the snow. Um, a guy with a drill bit that was like 3 feet long went in his eye socket and out the other end, and yeah, he lived. Miraculously, he lived. But yeah, I've seen horror stories and throughout my life with construction. So yeah, no, again, you don't know what's underneath that snow. And oh my gosh, I wish I would have got that for you. I wish I would have got that for you. I wish I would have got that for you. Right, Bob? Bob just did a little prounce. Mouse is up there sleeping. So yeah, I've seen a lot of craziness in construction. Bob, you're in my light. Go get your ball. Get your ball. Play some fetch. I'm surprised they're not bouncing off the walls because normally they are. I was gonna record you yesterday, Bob, but I ended up sleeping. Jumped off a shed roof one time, landed on a piece of wood with a 4-inch nail, which went into the heel of my foot. Ugh. Yeah, I've stepped on a few nails, but no, God, into the heel. Yeah, I am gonna take this piece. I'm gonna shut it down um, here in a minute. I got to get these dishes done. Maybe make some breakfast. I don't know. I'm debating on putting this one on there. I mean, again, it kind of looks funny because um, you really can't tell because of all the crap behind it. But that's what I'm thinking. But again, I don't like putting shells on wood. I want it to be like a beach theme, or I was thinking like a river theme, but I don't know. I'm still debating this one. I can I can I don't want to do that because this is a nice base now with all the burning that I've done. Some sunglasses. I don't know if I'll do sunglasses, but I'm thinking, I don't know. I just this piece right here is special, and I want it to be really special for Shift Kicker. I mean, it fits really good on that base. the base isn't flat. It's, it's distressed, and I'll see once I get done. But, see, it's not flat. It's not, you know, this base here, which actually is the same, this is actually cut in half off of there. This base here I'm going to make into my new epoxy pool table. Is it perfect? No. It's not perfect. I don't have the equipment. I cut this on my table saw, and, it was a round piece of wood. I don't think I'm going to burn this one, but it's going to be my new pool table. I've got a couple of, more 8 balls that I'm going to do, and then again, we're going to take a piece of aluminum. We're going to take a piece of aluminum, and it's going to be inlaid, holding up the 8 ball. So I want to get that done this week. That'll probably sell pretty quick. I'm going to probably be asking around $8.50 for it once I get it totally done with all the epoxy, and it'll look really cool. My first one I made special for some dude on YouTube, and he turned out to be a dick. So somebody else got it. Doesn't have to be perfect, I know, but I do. All right, thanks, Rubberneck. Have fun at work. Make it fun. Make it enjoyable. But what I'm going to do is probably shut this down. Thanks for hanging out with me. Again, there's nobody on at 2 o'clock. 1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5, 6, 7. There's not many people on YouTube. Between those hours, and I was just sitting here and I was watching the news about the firefighters getting, just plain stupidity. I don't know if, Mint, you probably didn't hear about it because you're over there. You're on the other side of the world. But, out west, we have a lot of wildfires, and something happened up in Idaho where some idiot with a sniper rifle decided that he was going to go and be stupid and do something stupid. And I didn't want to watch any more sad shit on YouTube, so I decided to go live, see who was out there. What's the matter you, or something like that came on, and I think he was. No, he said he was up in Oregon, and we chatted there for a while, and some old people that used to come in and visit me came in, and again, yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know. I put my phone out on the front deck around 3 o'clock last night. You know, yesterday afternoon, I should say, and I just let it run for like 4 hours until my phone died. I didn't plug it in or anything, but we had a storm come through, and then everybody watched the hummingbirds, but I went to bed. A couple people came in, and Trust came in, and he's like, "Oh, that sounds like it's nap time." I'm like, "Yep. Good night." And I went to bed, and I can't believe I got up at 10:30. I couldn't believe it. I just went to take a nap for a couple hours and ended up sleeping like almost 7. Oh, here's Bob. You guys want to watch Bob? playing fetch. Yes, both my cats play fetch. Bob loves it. He'll do this all day long. Little butt. No, you go get it. All right. He'll play fetch all day long. Oh, Mouse plays fetch too. She doesn't play too much anymore, but she does go nuts. Mouse does go nuts. Bob, I don't got it. Go get it. Go get it. Yeah, but instead of sanding this out here, which I've got my sander from the 1980s, early 1990s. It's an old DeWalt sander, and I love this thing. But I'm going to go and we'll sand that up. I can go sand it up really quick and show you what it's going to look like. But I've been on here too long anyways, 3 hours. It's time for you guys to go watch the news and oh, now you bring it? Such a shithead, Bob. See if I can get up on that one. I really don't want to bother Mouse. But we'll see if we can. Nope, didn't get it. I find it entertaining. Honestly, I find all news entertaining. The problem with news is that they tell you what they want you to know. They don't tell you the truth. They just, they don't. I find it entertaining. I feel sorry for people that, that don't deserve, like I said, the firefighters. They didn't deserve that shit. Heck, some people, they do deserve the crap that's dealt to them. I mean, I feel sorry. I feel sorry for humanity. I feel sorry for people that things shouldn't be that hard. Things shouldn't be that hard, people. And even me, it's hard for me every day. I struggle every day. A lot of people do. Just to live. So I can't get it to stay up there. Doing Bob. Gotta hit it just right. And he's funny. If I can get it to stay up there. No, he's just playing around. Oh, he got his other one from last night. That's what he was doing. Silly. This will be my new deal. Come play fetch with Bob in the morning. Coffee and Bob. Bob and coffee. Your morning show. There it is. Oh, almost. Yeah, we don't. I don't go into religion here or politics. You know. Again, life shouldn't be this hard. What you doing? What you doing, Bob? You done playing? Don't look at me. You didn't bring it back. I'm not gonna throw anything if you didn't bring it back. Don't me. You know. I was trying to get it up there. I wanted to see if Bob. He's been jumping from the green cat play thing and jumping up straight up instead of going around. And I mean, again, if they get in a playful mood, I'll go live and we'll play fetch with Bob and Mouse. But normally they go up this way and then they jump over and then they jump over and then sometimes they'll walk across a TV and jump down and that's their little play arena. When they're chasing everybody, they go up here and one jumps over here. And I mean, these cats, they're not like normal cats. They're nuts. You know, they know not to claw me. They know not to hurt me. But they do have a lot of fun. Half the time they're just sleeping though. Mouse up there, she is something else. She's my cat. I'd get rid of Bob before I got rid of her. She's really my cat. She's loving. She's lovable. She's been through hell, just like I have. Bob, Bob don't care. Do you, Bob? You just don't care. He's actually loves being on YouTube. What? What? So, all right, peoples. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. Do you know where your children are? I'm going to go sand this base and get off of here, I guess. Six-finger toed Bob. Yeah, I'm going to head off of here. Just show off Bob once more. I can't believe I've been on here 3 hours. Then again, that's my sleep right now, which is kind of nice because it's just too hot to do anything outside here. It's supposed to rain and storm again today. I'm sure it'll come back through this afternoon. It said it was supposed to rain and storm all week, but I'll see you later. Zach Hines, hello. Um, so I may put my phone back outside this afternoon. I don't know. Let's see what's supposed to be here today. Today it's supposed to be 86, but it's supposed to start raining. It's supposed to start raining around 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, kind of like yesterday. supposed to rain about 2 to 4 hours. So what's ℤ𝔼𝔻'𝕊 up to? Yeah, he's had an account on there for over a year. No content. Phoenix is live. You gonna go over and say hi to Phoenix, man? Yeah, he's, what do they call that? Pterodactyl or pterodactyl beat. He's got 6 toes. He's actually got a toe in the middle. This is actually another toe right here. But he's got some huge paws. He's got 6 toes on each front paw. Really? Well, go find your toy. So, anyways, yeah, that's Bob. Everybody loves Bob. People, I hope you have a good day. I may go over and just give Phoenix a thumbs up, let her know that I'm over there. We're in the process of making some new. I'm going to try to get these done today. I don't know if they're going to get done, but again, these are this is going to be my seashell line. We made this base for the last 3 hours. I'm going to go sand it up. That hole actually goes all the way through there, so I might have to plug that up because I don't want my epoxy going down that. And turned out really nice. I haven't decided if I'm going to put this one on it. I mean, I think it'll look cool, but it'll be nice and the base will be really shiny. Or I don't know if I'm going to put this one on it. I haven't decided yet. I just don't like putting seashells on wood. So this one here, I think I'm going to go ahead. I will put this on this piece here, and it's just going to be a miniature. I'll clean it up a little bit, and then I got to figure out about this one. This one's, I want to have a sand, like a beach island. It'd be nice if I had like make a fake palm tree or something. And then this one here, again, I'm going to make a beach kind of base for it. I do want some real pearls. I'm going to get on Amazon or eBay or something and see how much like real pearls are. I mean, they don't even have to be perfectly round, Pearls aren't always perfectly round. Black pearl, that would be an awesome, like a real black pearl. Get a couple of those. So, all right, folks, y'all have a good day. I'm ending this now. I've got dishes to do. I've got a bunch of laundry that I want to do. I got my bedding. I've got a master bedroom or bathroom toilet that I've got to tile. I want to get that fixed this week. I may go live when I do that. I've got a chainsaw that I got to put back together. I can't believe it. The chainsaw is my biggest live. I had 16,000 people watching me put my chainsaw together, and then I decided to take it all apart and strip most of the paint off of all of it. So it's like almost I really do want to polish it, but I'm thinking just putting it together and selling it now. Let, whoever buys it, let it be their problem. They can do whatever they want. So, thanks for coming in, everyone. We're going to shut this down. My phone's probably going to die anyways. Appreciate it. So when you guys are journeying through outer space to the new world and watching this in 50 years, at least you had something to watch. But this is a rock that I did when I was in rehab. I painted it like Bob Ross. I mean, Bob Ross, I love him. He's just an awesome dude. He's an awesome painter. But I was showing this off earlier. I made the rocks and came out really neat. Have a good day. Laters.